A question here, we've got a question here. A little pixie. We've got a question here. Someone freeze frame and meme that face and send it to the beaters at Cat 3 Memes. Those beaters. Those beaters online. Anyway, there's a question. Durianrider, what's a bicycle? A bicycle for beginners. How to get into cycling. Alright, there's so many ways to get into cycling. For me, cycling is an extension of the body. Cycling is a transport, it's a lifestyle, it's a cult. Alright, cycling is a cult. It's full of scammers, it's full of prophets, it's full of posers, it's full of fakes, it's full of legit people, it's full of down-to-earth people, it's full of fake people, it's full of hippies, it's full of awesome people. It's a cult, no doubt about it. And I reckon everyone would be part of it. Because it's just good for the air quality, it's good for society. And whether you're a douche or a champ, if you're on a bike, I give you a thumbs up. Right? Simple as that. More bums on bikes, that's my goal, always. And so why my information is based towards performance is because performance advice, it makes you feel better. Right? If you're riding a beach cruiser and you're like, your shoulders are up here and you're just cruising along, go up a little bit of a hill and there's a big wind coming down, you're like, oh, you get a poor experience. Let's turn around and go back, this is too hard. If you're on a nice, lightweight road bike that fits you well and it's got windbreaks that work properly and the gear ratios are good for your climbing area, man, you're going to feel like so good. You're going to be feeling like this is cycling. This is, wow, this is awesome. It's like a shoe. You could wear a shoe like this and you're going to want to run a marathon. This is the Nike Next Percent. Best shoes ever made, in my opinion, for running, currently. But if you're wearing some sort of dodgy shoe that's, you're going to be, oh, I don't want to run, So a good bike is so important, and so many people buy the wrong bike. So this video is going to save you thousands and thousands of dollars, really, potentially, definitely. Like, if you want more information, get a copy of my book called Durianrider's Lean Body Bible. It's at durianriders.com, and I constantly update it with free email updates. And so if any new things come out, I'm like, put it in the book. I have a bike buyer's guide in that book as well. It's very, very good to get. It's an ebook, instant download, bang, durianrider.com. Grab a copy. That'll definitely save you thousands of dollars. There's so much bullshit in the cycling industry. It's a total bullshit product. It's designed to wear out fast, stupidly expensive, made in China for $100, sold for $5,000, literally. And just, insanity, all right? Insanity. So that book will help you avoid all those pitfalls. First world pitfalls. And there's also safety tips in the book as well. Safety is very, very important. Pay attention. Be seen. Wear some bright clothing. Wear a helmet. Wear gloves. You never know when you're going to have a little spill. A little bandicoot runs out in front of your wheel. Boom. Take you down. Always pay attention to the road. Never ride along talking to your mates like that. Always have your eyes up. Maybe your mouth can go that way. But your eyes straight. So you can see what's coming on. Seen so many broken collarbones because people are riding along. They're like, hey, yeah. And then, crash. Hit the wheel in front or hit the parked car in front or whatever. Always eyes on the road. If you're going to take your eyes off the road to look down, look up first, okay? Look up and look down. Check. Best bike I recommend for this person here. They're from Sydney, Australia. And I'm going to tell them, I'd recommend a lightweight road bike. You live in Sydney, Australia. Beautiful place to ride a bike for transport. Lots of hills there, up and down. I would recommend lightweight road bike. This person says they want to do a bit of gravel riding. I'm not sure in Sydney where you do gravel riding. But if I would recommend just get a lightweight road bike. Especially if you're a beginner. That will really get you into the road, into the cycling vibe. You'll feel that. I would recommend... Hard to get these days, but there should be around on clearance sale somewhere. A Trek Emonda ALR5 rim brake. All right, Trek Emonda ALR5 rim brake. A very nice bike, light enough, not too light that it's flimsy in a crash, but it's alloy frame, so if you crash it and you dent it, you don't break it like a carbon could. It's going to be a very good bike. A Trek Emonda ALR5. There's also the specialised Elay with 105 rim brake. But they're a bit hard to get in Australia. I would say the Trek Emonda ALR5, if you ring around Trek dealers, you'll probably be able to track one down your size. Failing that, a Reed Falco Elite 105. I'd recommend get 105 group set for sure. Even if you got, just start with those two bikes. They're going to be, you should be able to get something like that. And don't get disc brakes, all right? Just get these lightweight bikes so you have that feeling, that sensation of just gliding up the hills, you know, a nice bike, and spend that bit extra, an extra $1,000 or $500 to get that 105 group set with the Trekker ALR5. It's just going to give you that good experience, right? And that's the base. Everyone should have that base level experience riding a bike. A Trekker ALR or a Reed, you know, Falco Elite, something like that. But the Monda's a little bit lighter than the Reed. It just feels nice. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when I used to work in the footwear industry, I would sell people shoes, and I was the best seller out there. And then working in the bike industry, I was selling more bikes in the shop than anyone else. Because I just loved the product. I knew the product, and I would sell it based on my personal bias towards the product. Not because the handouts I was getting or whatever, just because I believe in that product, you know? I believed in it, and when you believe in something, man, you sell very, very well. That's why I sell a lot of my bikes, Pragma bikes. But they're more for the high-end stuff, custom painted, very lightweight carbon things. I don't really recommend them for total noobs, just because carbon requires more care. And but yeah, it's a product I believe in, and they sell very well because I believe in it. You know, I believe it. That's very important to sell what you believe in. If you're selling what you don't believe in, what are you doing? That's you're selling out to the devil. You're selling your soul. I only can sell what I believe in, and so I would recommend Trekker ALR5 rim brake. It's a fantastic bike. They have cancelled it though. Trek they've cancelled their rim brake Monda. I'm just like, what? I got a rim brake Monda back in 2015, and riding it and going, wow, this is an incredible bike for the money. This is insane. This is insane. Back then they were quite cheap because of the US dollar and stuff. Now things are a lot more exy across the board. But hey, that's cool. Your bike's going to pay itself off. It's going to pay itself off. Transport, social, stress relief, commuting. You know, and if you're going to use it for commuting, get a nice D-lock, put some stickers on your bike, customize it so it doesn't look as shiny and new to steal, things like that. But my book, Durianrider's Lean Body Bible, is full of tips. So that'd be my tip, would be get a road bike. Now this person wanted to do a bit of gravel. Let me double check the message. They said, beginner, I want a bike that can handle gravel, but also brackets for bags if need be. You can fit brackets, you can fit panniers on an Monda. There's a little bit of a faffing around, but what I would recommend is bike packing bags. And there's a great brand called Rock Bros, and they have this massive saddle bag that goes in the back. All right, that's what I'd recommend. These saddle bags, I've done videos about them. Rock Bros saddlebags. They're about 16 litres, whatever, about that big on the back, about $70 Aussie, and you can almost put a 15-inch MacBook in it, you know. So you definitely put a sleeping bag in there and a bivy bag, and you can have a frame bag on the front. You can carry shoes or whatever else you need to do. So that's bikepacking bags are better than panniers. Panniers are great for shopping, but if you want it just purely for shopping, then probably just get a hybrid bike, you know. But yeah, Trekker ALR, fantastic bike. Secondhand market is very, very good in Australia. It's probably one of the best in the world. But you got to know what you're buying, and if you don't know, you could buy yourself a big problem. Okay, you buy yourself a big problem. The best secondhand deals are bikes that are bought by low carb people, which means they never got ridden or ridden very hard or very, very long, and they just got bought, sat, and that's it. And then they get sold because the low carb vitality just means you can't do cardio. And so those bikes are fantastic deals if you know what you're looking for. Otherwise, you know, it can be a lot of time investment. This person, I would recommend, they don't seem to know much about bikes, which is everybody at the start. I recommend time-wise, you're just going to spend a little bit extra and get something brand new from a shop. And then that way the shop can fit you up. You get the right size, you'll be after-sales service, etc. So that's what I recommend. They might try and push you with disc brakes, but disc brakes are extra weight, which is overkill on Sydney roads. Definitely overkill because Sydney's pretty dry. Discs are good if you live in New York City for sure, because you know it's in the raining and the snowing, and disc brakes are good there. But in Sydney, in Australia, disc brakes are overkill on for road. For dirt and gravel, yes, they're great, but for road in Australia, disc brakes overkill massively. Disc brakes overkill, extra weight, extra cost, extra maintenance. The road is expensive. The pads wear out, and unless you do some cable discs, it's just a lot of faffing around. Don't recommend them for road. Overkill in Australia. For other countries, yes, UK, they can be handy. It's worth the extra expense. But even then, I recommend cable discs. I started using my gravel bike, cable discs. So that's the deal there. Trekker Monda keeps coming back to that. In Australia, obviously this answer might be different for different parts of the world, but the Trekker ALR5 rim brake is a pretty universal bike, and so that's why I like recommending it. Failing that, if you can't get one of those, a Trek Domane AL. I think they still have some of those left, you know. The group set's not as good, it's not as light, but it's still alright, you know. But I would push for that Trek Amonda ALR. There should be some around left in Sydney somewhere, you know, especially in your size. That's my tip. Bike buying tips for beginners. Get a road bike. Get a road bike and just have that feeling, you know, feeling. And I do recommend rim brakes for anywhere in the world. Let's say in summertime in New York City, you don't need a disc brake bike, but for the winter, it can be handy. So I recommend having 2 bikes, you know. I've got a lot of bikes, but 2 bikes is fantastic. Then you have your commuter, then you have your sunshine bike, fair weather bike, etc. And you're going to get addicted to cycling. It saves a lot of money. Pay attention, wear your helmet, wear gloves, you know, ride assertively. And the first day, you know, if you're not too sure, just ride around the block 100 times, 500 times around the block. Just get your skill level up, get your confidence, get your braking, stopping and starting, things like that. Also learns a bit of bike maintenance, things like that. There's plenty of tutorials on YouTube, GCN. It's just type in whatever you want to learn about biking on YouTube. It's a lot of great tips. Another one would be eventually get cycling shoes. Definitely get cycling shoes and get mountain bike shoes. Someone will try and sell you road shoes. They're a pain in the ass. You can't clip in properly and you can't walk properly. And it's like, you know, you clip onto one side of the pedal and you're just like flopping around. And someone like me with 22 years of racing experience, this, yeah, okay, but I don't even use road shoes anymore. You know, I've got a pair of $500 shoes just sitting there getting dusty. I use mountain bike shoes. They're easy to walk around, clints last longer, no loss of power transfer. They just work, and they're safer, and it just makes sense. Road shoes are a pain in the ass, and you can learn the hard way with that. Some people just have to learn the hard way. Some people get me going, oh, doing right, okay, you know, got road shoes, they suck. I'm just like walking around, my cleats pull out of the pedal. I crashed because my cleats snapped, blah, 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 blah. Mountain bike shoes for the win. You don't need clip-in shoes right away, but I do recommend getting them. And if you do get clip-in shoes, make sure there's enough toe room. You want your shoes a bit bigger than too small. Too small, you cramp your feet, cause all nerve issues, all right? Bunions, air. You want shoes that have a bit of room, at least a thumb on the top of the shoe is what you want. A bit of width, a bit of girth, all right? A bit of girth is important. So you want to have girth for your feet, okay? You don't want to be cramped up like that. All right? Don't make that mistake. Or you have pain. Pain is no performance. Lack of performance, less performance, do that. And yeah, so you'll go to the bike shops, you'll learn. Some bike shops are fantastic. Some bikes are, it's just like people. Some are good, some are bad. Some are on caffeine blue days, and some are full of Xanax and couldn't give a fuck. But anyway, that's the reality. If you've got any questions, hit us up down below. Want more information, join my coaching group at Durianrider.com, and we can go step-by-step question, everything answered there. Hopefully this video is helpful. If it is, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the honesty, give it a thumbs down. See you next video.